Who do you think has trust issues more, men or women? And if it's women, why?
Welcome to the pressure cooker.
First of all, we need to describe what or define what is trust issues. Or do you not trust her, or do you not trust anybody that you with in a relationship? Uh, because
Well, of course, we're talking about relationships.
some people can get in a. Some people don't trust nobody,
That's true.
and some people don't trust no women. Some people get in a relationship, they trust people, but they just don't trust her.
So how about we just say trust issues in general, but
Mhm.
specifically relationships?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Relationship. Some people don't trust nobody. And
Hmm.
even when they get in a relationship, they ain't finna trust you. Some people trust people, but they just don't trust the person that they with. That's what I'm saying. So
So
as a person, you would have to define what type of person are you? Do you have just overall trust issues with anything that's bleeding into your relationship? Or you just got a woman, and because of her behavior, you don't something about her you just don't trust.
or something about him you just don't trust.
Or something about him you just don't trust.
Hmm.
So that's what you have to define to yourself. You have to look yourself in the mirror and define what it is that you're not
What
trusting.
are your trust issues specifically, individually? That's what you mean. A person needs to evaluate their own trust issues first.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
well, of course, if you put it that way, then yes, they would hinder their relationship. It would hinder any relationship if you just in general have trust issues. So you would have to figure out why you have trust issues so that you can, you know, evaluate those so it can help your relationship, because it's going to hinder any relationship. If you have trust issues on your job, trust issues with your kids, trust issues with your family, trust issue with your husband or your wife, then it's going to hinder every relationship you got.
Well, it will. That type of trust issues will,
Hmm.
because you don't trust nobody. But if it's her that you don't trust, then maybe it's something that she could change that would cause her to be more trustworthy. That then that's something you could work on. But
What?
if you don't trust nobody because of your past experiences, maybe it's a projection,
Hmm.
maybe, then that's gonna be some problems. Or some people, you know, and then it's how far do you take your trust issues? Are you one of the type of people that every time you see something that don't look right, you start complaining or start calling it out or start acting a fool? So that's what that's gonna be a big problem right there.
Hmm.
Or are you somebody you say, well, it looks a certain way, but I'm gonna see how it play out to see whether I should say something or I should, just let it ride, and because it might not be nothing at all.
You know, I know acting out is never a good thing to do, but I would prefer somebody get it out than to hold it in. A person holding in things can tend to be more dangerous than a person that lets out what's bothering them.
Sometimes you have to sit back and let things work themselves out. Not say, all the time, complaining or pointing something out. A lot of times you could jump the gun on that because you feel like it's a certain way and it might not be a certain way. And sometimes if you just leave it alone, it might work out to where, oh, I thought it was this, but it really is not what I thought it was. So it's a good thing I never said nothing about it.
Mm.
Sometime, but then again, it's sometime that at some point you got to say something about, certain things. That's how I feel.
Well, I agree to a certain extent that every action don't require a reaction, but I still think there needs to be some communication, because when you bottle things in or you sit back and wait, sometimes it explodes. So when that person explodes, it's more than just what that one issue. I think every issue needs to be dealt with when it arises, because if you don't, then it can stay inside you, and then when you decide to release, it's more than what you wanted to let out. So somebody is getting something that everybody has done to you because you've stored up that baggage for a while.
Well, generally men are going to be like that.
Oh yes,
Generally, because
yes.
women always,
Oh,
because
you
y'all
finally
all,
tell the truth.
well, because y'all always got somebody to run to. You always got somebody that's gonna pat you on the back and come console you. Men
No, no, no. Take
generally,
that back. We always have somebody that's going to protect us.
well,
Yes,
however
that's
you
what
want
we're
to say it.
supposed to be
Generally,
protected.
men don't feel that way.
Hmm.
They don't feel like we are protected.
Yeah,
We
men
don't.
protect themselves.
You right. We
Hmm.
protect
Hmm.
ourselves,
Hmm.
and a lot of times we don't want to come off as being a crybaby, whining about everything, a complainer.
Hmm.
See, that's why a lot of people think men are better at raising children than women, because typically men have
No,
way more patience
no,
when it come down to dealing with things, when it, like, because like
no,
every time I can tell you,
absolutely not.
every time when I was in school, we would have a male teacher, and
Hmm.
everybody would like to go to the male teacher's class. And you say, well, he let you get away with, like, he just had more patience with the student than, because man, you couldn't do nothing in a lot of them classes. Don't talk, don't do this. We go to Mr. Roy class, man, it's chill, it's relaxed. He teaching the subject same way. When I went to, what's that guy name, old white guy, and he was the same way. It just was.
Hmm.
And it comes from men, just we'll let things go, even if we, it just, but
But sometimes
some
that's the
guys,
problem. That's why you have a lot of undisciplined men.
well, some guys, they, you could tell that they'll sort of have, like, you know, I don't know, they've been around women their whole life, and then you'll find them as they ain't finna let nothing. Every little thing you do, every little thing you say, it's always a problem. They just get mad, they get sad, they all that old, that stuff like that. But generally, most guys with a level head, logical thinking guys, they don't really want to, when like when we say something, then at that point that you better get your ass in line, because we done let a lot of stuff slide, and because we about to do something, and it's finna be serious.
Hmm.
That's just like when I was growing up, my daddy really didn't do a whole lot of discipline like that, but when he did, it was a problem.
Hmm.
That's why, same thing with my grandpa. When he did discipline us, you knew it was finna be a problem, because he don't really say nothing. We be doing whatever we doing, playing. My grandpa would see us up in the tree at the top. He come out there, he wouldn't say nothing. He say one thing: fall your ass out, I'm gonna whoop all y'all. Keep on walking. Grandma come out there and she gonna get the hollering and screaming and, oh, you better not do this, and get that boy down. You can't do all that.
And
Grandpa don't
nobody
do it.
broke nothing because grandma got y'all out the tree.
Yeah.
And
I
that's
mean,
what's supposed to happen.
I mean
Grandpa
that
wanted y'all
just
to fall, and if you would have failed, you could have failed to your death.
Yeah,
So
well, grandpa out there
grandma got
is,
you out the
you
tree.
you
Yeah,
fall your ass
that's what I'm
down,
saying.
then that's gonna be your
Women gonna
ass.
stop you from hurting yourself. Men gonna allow you to hurt yourself and then tell you to suck it up.
That's it. That's
Hmm.
how life is.
No, that's
A
not
lot of
true.
time you knew the risk of getting your ass up in that tree. You knew that you could fall,
An
and
ounce of prevention is worth more than a pound of pain. Okay.
sometime you gotta let the baby touch the stove.
Hmm.
Kevin and Caprice.